We have reached the conclusion of the 14 deceptions. This lesson is the seal on the envelope. Never disclose your deceptions. In the ancient texts, Sun Tzu warns that these military devices must never be divulged beforehand. It seems like common sense. A secret shared is no longer a secret. But there is a deeper, more sophisticated layer to this lesson. This lesson rests on two pillars. The first is operational security. If the enemy catches even a whisper of your plan, your deception becomes a trap for your own troops. The second pillar is fluidity. Some translations suggest it is actually impossible to plan your deceptions in full beforehand. Why? Because the earth of the battlefield and the heaven of politics are always shifting. You cannot know every fact in advance. Therefore, the elite commander must think on the fly, adapting the lie as the truth of the battle changes. We see the power of the silent architect in the modern era of 24/7 surveillance and social media. Take the silence of the offensive. Before major maneuvers, such as the 2023 counteroffensive or the 2024 incursions, Ukraine implemented a strict media silence. By refusing to divulge the where or the when, they maintained the multiplier effect of surprise. Take adaptive deception. Consider the use of decoys, wooden HIMARS launchers or inflatable tanks. If the enemy discovers one is a fake, the commander must be ready to move the real equipment or place a new decoy in a more believable spot. They adapt the deception to the enemy's reaction. Take the tempo calculation. We see many calculations being made in the digital temples of NATO and Russian command centers. Those who calculate the logistics, the satellite data, and the psychological state of the enemy before the march are the ones who find victory. Sun Tzu says, "The general who wins a battle makes many calculations in his temple before the battle is fought. The general who loses makes but a few." Strategy is not a feeling, it's a math problem. By looking at the scoreboard of the preparation, who has mapped the terrain, who has secured their secrets, and who has the method and discipline to adapt, we can foresee who is likely to win or lose before the first shot is even fired. Here is your final war tip. When you have made plans to deceive the enemy, keep those plans secret and be ready to adapt them. Deception is a living thing. It requires the wisdom of a professional and a strictness of a master. Keep your mouth shut, keep your mind open, and never let the enemy see the blueprint until the building has already fallen on them. We have reached the end of the 14 deceptions with this lesson. In the world of Sun Tzu, the scroll of preparation and plans is not a set of rigid rules, but a living philosophy. This final lesson, never disclose your deceptions, is the lock on the door of strategy. It teaches us that a plan is only as strong as its silence, and a commander is only as effective as their ability to adapt when the first plan meets the reality of the earth. In the Russia-Ukraine war, we have seen the literal truth of Sun Tzu's tempo calculation. Take the winner's math. We see it in the meticulous planning of method and discipline, the logistics of Western aid, the satellite intelligence of NATO, and the localized expertise of Ukrainian defenders. These are many calculations made in the tempo before the battle. Take the loser's math. Conversely, we see the devastating cost of few calculations, underestimating the moral law of a neighbor, ignoring the earth of a spring mud, or failing to secure the secrecy of a primary offensive. As Sun Tzu reminds us, it is through attention to these points, the secrecy of a plan, and the depth of the calculation, that we can foresee who is likely to win or lose. The Russia-Ukraine conflict has proven that you cannot plan a deception in full beforehand. You must think on the fly. When a drone strike misses or a bridge remains standing, the commander must pivot instantly. This is the wisdom of the professional, the ability to keep the plan secret while remaining as supple as water. Here is your final war tip for the entire series. When you have made plans to deceive the enemy, keep those plans secret and be ready to adapt them. Strategy is the art of the invisible. It is the many calculations made in the dark that bring the victory into the light. He who calculates much wins. He who calculates little loses. He who calculates not at all has already been defeated.